What is going on, guys? It's Rengen. It has been quite a long time since my last upload. It has been just over 2 years, about 2 years and 2 months. But I am back, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about for loops as well as do-while loops in Java. Now, if you have previous experience, I feel like I say this a lot in my videos. If you have previous experience in other programming languages, you probably will know what a for loop is, probably will know what a do-while loop is. But if you don't, that's okay. We'll kind of get into it. Last episode was on for loops, and again, last episode being, or on while loops, excuse me. And of course, the last episode being 2 years ago. But these are for loops, so it's pretty similar, but it's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to start off with for. I mean, that's the basic syntax here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to define the loop control variable. So this is kind of like your count. It's going to count up or count down, something like that. I mean, obviously you'll have a specific function for it based on what you're trying to do with this for loop. But in this instance, we'll just say int I. A lot of times I is used as the variable name because a lot of times you're going to be using this with arrays and array lists, and I will be short for index. And that's something that we'll get into later in the series. But for right now, I mean, it can be anything you want. So in I equals 0, so this is essentially starting off of a while loop with count equals 0 or something like that. So the next thing we're going to do is kind of set the parameter for the loop, how many times you want it to count while I is less than or greater than or something, or what equals. I mean, it can be anything, obviously, any operator. So let's just say while I is less than 5. So this is going to run 5 times. And then the last thing we're going to do here is the change to the loop control variable. So if we just want I to count up, we can just do I++, and then we'll go ahead and add our brackets, and we have our for loop. Now in the body, since we're just kind of showing the basic functionality, I'm just going to go ahead and print out I to the console, and let's go ahead and run that. Oh, it was actually run. I already had it down here, but as you can see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just runs through that loop. And it would be the same as setting, say, int count equals 0, and then while count is less than 5, and then we will print out I, and then of course, oh, excuse me, that's count, and then we will of course add 1 to the count. Boom. So these are the equivalent. They'll do the exact same thing. As you can see, let's go ahead and run it again, and you'll see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So as I said, they have the same functionality. So let's get rid of this, and let's go ahead and talk about the do-while loop. So do-while loop, I mean, obviously it has while in the name. It's similar to the while loop in the syntax, but the main difference here is you're going to have a do section, and then you're going to have a while section, or block, or whatever you want to call it. So this is kind of the basic framework right here. And basically what we're saying here is, excuse me, there shouldn't be brackets here. We're just going to have the while like that. So what we're saying is we're going to do whatever is in this block while this is true. So obviously it's very similar to a normal while loop, except for, you know, the block of code is in a different section. Now, it actually is more than just the block of code being in a different section, because the main thing with the do-while loop is it will always run at least once. So the thing is here, to demonstrate this, let's go ahead and make an integer. So let's just say int, let's call it x, equals 5. So let's do this. Let's print out hello. And then let's set our while to while x equals 3. Right? So basically what's going to happen here, obviously x is right here. It's even telling us, the IDE, thank you, is telling us that x is always going to be, or x equals 3 is always going to be false. But the thing is, even though this is false, we can go ahead and run this, and it still will run at least one time. So now, to kind of further demonstrate this, let's go ahead and say while x is less than 7. And of course, we're going to have to add something to our loop control variable here. Otherwise, we'll have an infinite loop, and that will not be fun. But we'll go ahead and run this again. And you can see it'll run twice. It'll run when x is 5, and it'll run when x is 6. So as I was saying, the big thing here with the do-while loop is just that you know, it will always run once, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll kind of give maybe a little quick recap since it's been 2 years. I've randomly logged into my YouTube account. It's been a very long time. By the way, guys, the tutorial is over at this point. This is kind of just a, hey, I'm back kind of thing. But either way, thank you for watching. But anyway, I don't know. I just kind of was stumbling upon random YouTube comments, and I don't know. It seemed like there were at least a couple people that were kind of bummed that I, you know, stopped making YouTube videos. And some of them were from years ago. Some of them were from a couple weeks ago. And honestly, it kind of inspired me to at least come back and make a couple videos. And I know specifically for this Java series, someone was saying, hey, you know, the series isn't complete, which I definitely agree. I mean, I only got to while loops when I first started. But, you know, it kind of inspired me. I was like, oh, wow, people, you know, actually do really appreciate the videos. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time.